Yo, what's good, y'all? Man, we got Guardians of the Galaxy 3 first look breakdown. We got a villain reveal, yeah, type shit. But yeah, we got some news on Guardians of the Galaxy, man. First looks, hey, let's see how they looking, man. You know what I'm saying, the pictures, you know what I mean, they be, you know what I mean, taking, you know what I mean, all the pictures. And then we got a villain, you know what I mean, somewhat a villain. I don't know, you know what I mean, but hey, we see. But hey, light up stuff and yeah. Let's get it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and it's a great time to be a Marvel fan right now. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is in theaters. Then we have Miss Marvel coming to Disney Plus very.
I'm gonna keep it all the way blunt with y'all. I ain't too excited for that though. No cap. I'm gonna watch it because it's gonna connect with Captain Marvel movie Part 2. So I'm gonna check it out though. But I ain't too excited though. No cap. I ain't too excited for that movie. That show, I mean. But I'm gonna watch it though, type shit. But yeah.
Very, very soon. And the next film that we're going to see is Thor: Love and Thunder, featuring the
July 8th, yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, which everybody is really excited for. And today we have our first look at Guardians 3 thanks to some set photos that have been released. And we get a look at the Guardians' new outfits that they're going to be wearing, which are extremely comic accurate. And it looks like we have further proof that the High Evolutionary is indeed going to be the
I thought they were talking about like quality wise, high evolution. Okay. See, I don't read comic books. Okay. I see now.
Villain of Guardians 3. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into it. And of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos.
Okay,
now, the first thing that we need to talk about is the new look for the Guardians of the Galaxy in Volume 3.
Okay. Type shit.
We have a really good look at Star-Lord and Nebula in these photos. And what's really cool about this is it looks like the Guardians actually have somewhat of an official uniform now. However, there might be more to this uniform that meets the eye. To start off, we are definitely in the phase of comic accurate costumes in the MCU. We've been treated really well so far in the Disney Plus shows.
Yeah, they be going crazy with the comments. I ain't gonna lie, I be peeping that shit too. You know, I don't read comic books, but you know, y'all be seeing pictures of the same comic books from the Marvel side. I'll be like, okay, Marvels, they accurate. You know what I mean? I see the costumes and shit, no cap.
And in the movies. And it looks like this is going to continue, as the looks that we see here with Star-Lord and Nebula seem to be taken right from the comics, specifically Guardians of the Galaxy #1 in 2008. We have also seen this outfit more recently in video games as well.
Ooh.
And as you can see, these outfits are pretty much exactly identical to what we've seen in the comics and games. But the most interesting part about these new costumes is the logo. Right in the middle of their chests is a new logo. Now, this may be somewhat familiar to some people who are familiar with the Ravager logo and who are familiar with the Guardians of the Galaxy logo from the comics. It looks pretty similar, however, it is not completely identical. In the comics, the Guardians of the Galaxy logo is pretty much the Ravager logo. However, here, it is not simply the outline logo for the Ravager logo, it has something in the middle.
What do you desire? What makes you itch? How would you really enjoy
middle? Now, sometimes in the comics, the Guardians logo does have this in the middle, and what it really looks like to me is the Nova Corps logo, which is really exciting and actually makes a lot of sense if we consider what happened in the first Guardians of the Galaxy film and in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Now, in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, the Guardians fought with the Nova Corps, and they helped them save Xandar. After that, they became really close with them, they wiped all of their records clean, and then in Avengers Infinity War, when Thor told the Guardians Thanos decimated Xandar, you could tell that Star-Lord was really shocked and concerned. This was devastating news to the Guardians. So after the Nova Corps and Xandar were wiped away, it would make sense that the Guardians would go back, maybe find some survivors, and maybe help them and be a part of the Nova Corps as well. That could explain this symbol, especially if you consider the fact that it has been recently announced that a Nova project is
I heard about this shit too. Nova,
officially in development over at Marvel Studios. If the Nova Corps was decimated and the Nova Force went to one person, Nova, what better way to introduce Nova than in the Guardians of the Galaxy film? Especially if they are indeed going to go back to Xandar and see who's left. Perhaps this is where we could run into our Richard Rider, because after all, we do also know that the Guardians will indeed be going to Earth in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 as well. If anything, the Guardians now have official Guardians of the Galaxy outfits, and I think they look pretty dang good, but let me know what you think in the comments. Now, it also seems like we have a pretty big confirmation that the High Evolutionary is indeed going to be the villain of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, played by PontiacMadeDDG. Now, it's been confirmed that he is indeed going to be playing the villain of the movie. However, they haven't come out and said that villain is going to be the High Evolutionary.
Yeah, I was about to say, like this shit confirmed or something.
But thanks to some investigative journalism, we've pretty much concluded that it is going to be the High Evolutionary.
Oh, okay.
And today we have even more proof. It looks like the High Evolutionary has been revealed along with the world that he creates, Counter Earth, and we have many set photos today to prove this. In a set photo released by thecosmiccircus.com, we can see an image of somebody that looks exactly like the High Evolutionary, and you can even tell here that this does appear to be the actor ChuckWoody. If we take a look at some more set photos released, we can see that there is some graffiti on the walls here. And
oh, this is like the actual set photos and shit, like real shit.
This picture right here even looks like,
oh damn, y'all going crazy. Oh yeah, I see, all right
Evolutionary as well. So this really does seem to be ChuckWoody, and the character that he seems to be playing is the High Evolutionary. But to take it even further with the proof and new evidence, we have some set photos of another planet, an alien planet that has an alien language with some very interesting characters. Thanks to some set photos provided by the paparazzi Atlanta filming, we see a lot of weird alien characters here, and these characters actually look like animals. And if you know anything about the High Evolutionary, this actually makes perfect sense, because in the comics, he experiments on animals. The High Evolutionary, as you might have guessed, is all about evolution. So he experiments on animals, trying to get them to evolve.
Damn, they look like humans. Just got transformed to animals. God damn it. They got the hair and everything.
And he eventually is successful. However, it's not without trial and error, and eventually he has some of these creations revolt against him. And what's really interesting is all the connections that we can actually form in the current MCU to the High Evolutionary.
Like this was humans and they got transferred to pretty much.
In the comics, the High Evolutionary sets up his base on Earth on Wundagore Mountain. This is where he conducted the experiments on animals, turning them into humanoid forms, calling them his Newmen. But here's where things get really cool as far as the MCU is concerned. On Wundagore Mountain, he actually is the person who stole Wanda and Pietro Maximoff and did experiments on them. And while he was doing experiments on them, Chthon got released, in which the High Evolutionary and his animal humanoid experiments, now known as the Newmen, actually banished Chthon. But before
Dang, them motherfuckers got everything, boys. Damn, they know how to take some pictures. Shit, they was like, okay, hold on, let me get that one. I bet.
Chthon left, he touched the infant Wanda Maximoff and embedded upon her chaos magic. And then eventually the High Evolutionary would return Pietro and Wanda Maximoff to their original parents. So big connections here, especially if you've seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Some of this is already starting to connect for you. But here's where it gets really interesting. Eventually the High Evolutionary leaves Earth, a nearly identical copy of our own Earth. And this was populated by the now animal humanoids that he experimented on and had evolved. And these are most likely the alien animal looking creatures that we see here in these set photos. And the alien language that we see in these set photos are probably the language of Counter Earth and the language that the inhabitants speak. So what we seem to be looking at here is Counter Earth, created by the High Evolutionary. And side note, in the comics, when the High Evolutionary has created Counter Earth, he also has the cocoon of him, aka Adam Warlock. And when he finally comes out, the High Evolutionary is actually the person who gives him the soul gem. And right now we know that Aisha of the Sovereign has created Adam Warlock's cocoon, and Adam Warlock will appear in Guardians Volume 3. And I theorize that the Sovereign might actually work for the High Evolutionary. After all, the Sovereign is all about perfection and evolution. They even stated in Guardians 2 that they no longer have children the natural way, but they simply create them. This sounds exactly like what the High Evolutionary would do. And this is probably how the Guardians run into the High Evolutionary, because Adam Warlock is sent by him and the Sovereign to take them out. Also, you have to keep in mind that in the comics, Rocket Raccoon was created by the High Evolutionary. Rocket was one of his experiments. So we'll probably...
Oh, I ain't not know that. I thought that dude was regular. No cap, just with a voice. No cap.
Dive a little bit into that and Rocket's backstory in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as well. Now keep in mind, James Gunn has recently come out and he said that this is the end of his Guardians trilogy. So this...
Yeah, so it might, I mean, probably the movie gonna be going on, or probably just gonna stop at 3. Well, you see it when we see the end credit scene, or if they do have one. You know what I mean, type shit.
Story for most of the Guardians is going to wrap up in the next movie, and sadly that might end with some of the characters' deaths. But we'll deal with that when we actually see it in the movie. In the meantime, let me know what you think about this Guardians of the Galaxy 3 first look, and let me know how excited you are for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to stay up to date on all MCU news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
But anyway, yeah. So we got some set photos, man. You feel me, on the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Nah, it looking crazy though. I mean, it's looking good. I like it though. I like it. I like the set photos, man. Looking good though, no cap. Like, sub, and yeah. Alright, peace.